my December wrap-up. I read 14 books in December. I was obviously trying to make it to my 100-book goal for my yearly reading goal, but I'm at just shy of 93 books. And I'm still pretty darn happy about that. And naturally, this video is sponsored by Aroma Art, my candle company that I'm launching February 15th, and I still cannot with this thing. Aroma Art creates simple, minimalistic candles that can blend into everyone's lifestyle. It's 100% coconut soy wax with phthalate-free fragrance and a crackling FSC certified wooden wick. And it smells so good. I'm so excited to share my brand with you guys. You have no idea how long I've been working on this. It's been so long, like so long. The scent I have today is Chocolatier. It smells like the vanilla dreams of a chocolate worker who goes and spends their days making truffle chocolate, dark chocolate, white chocolate, chocolate mixed with raspberries, and this is the aroma they walk out of the factory smelling like. Their days are composed of nougat and caramel with sprinkles of almond bark. It is cocolicious. It's like vanilla cocoa dreamings. Be sure to sign up for our email letter down below to be notified on all updates. Out of my 14 books, majority of them were manga, so let's just start there. By the way, you guys, Happy New Year! So let's start off with the first one, Spy X Family. Okay, if no one can argue with me, Anya is one of the cutest entities, period. I just love her. I read everything from volume 4 to volume 9 this month. I had such a blast. My only issue with the books is that I feel like I like the anime more, but I'm still getting used to reading manga overall. But I picked Spy X Family because it's an anime that I've watched and I knew I could pick it up in the books, in the manga, so I was just like, oh, I should do that. I was in such a horrible reading slump these past few months, and it was like I didn't even want to read, and it was like out of normal for me because like reading is my happy place, but it's my manga era, I guess, or at least we're trying to make it my manga era. But anyway, Spy X Family was really cute. It was really fun. I read it on the airplane. I read it when I was on vacation. I read it for a while and I had a lot of fun, but I feel like reading it gives me more reading little children book, and watching the anime gives me more, like when I read the books I feel like I'm reading a child's novel, but when I watch the anime I feel like I'm relating to it even though I'm an adult. Does that make sense? I don't know how to explain it, but I really like it. So for those who don't know, Spy X Family is an anime and a manga, and pretty much Anya is a telepath and she is adopted by Twilight, who is a spy, and they pull in a mom, Yor, who is an assassin, and they're all trying to save the world in their own special way with their own powers, but none of them know that each of them have these different identities. Like Twilight is a spy. No one knows that. Everyone just thinks he's like a psychiatrist or a psychologist. Anya's a telepath. No one knows that. They just think she's a regular, average, really interestingly quirky little girl. And then Yor is I think she's like some admin worker in a government office, and she's secretly an assassin. So it's a whole lot happening, but overall I really enjoyed reading the books. I had such a good time. I think I give them 4.3, but mostly because I'm not used to reading manga yet, but reading manga actually has inspired me to do some different types of art. I love art, I'm an artist, but I feel like sometimes I'm just plateaued in it. I haven't practiced like proficiently in a while either, so that's part of the reason as well, but I really enjoyed Spy X Family. I plan on continuing the series. And then the next manga I read was Komi Cannot Communicate. It's a Netflix series. I love this Netflix series. I even have the first volume of Komi Can't Communicate because that series is done so well. The animation, the storytelling, the characters' depth. It's an amazing Netflix series. I loved it. I read everything from volume 10, which I believe is where the season ended on Netflix, to volume 13, and I like it. Kumi is my favorite. Naturally, she's the main character, but Pretty much Komi Cannot Communicate is about this girl in high school, and she goes to Eton private school, and pretty much everyone that goes there has a unique ability or life story or quirk of their life. And Kumi's is that she does not talk to anyone, and she's like, it's hard for her to communicate, so she gets really nervous and flustered and she starts shaking, or she just stares them down, or all these different things. It's really hilarious to watch it. I think the show's hilarious, but I think you guys should check it out. Pretty much Komi can communicate, and one day Tadano, this is pretty much episode 1 I'm explaining to you. Tadano, this person who is like, I guess considered average at everything that he does, goes to school, but he can understand people's emotions and what they're putting out. So he picks up that Komi wants to make friends and wants to communicate with people. So he ends up becoming her first friend. And by the way, Komi is like gorgeous. In the anime, she is depicted as picturesque, beautiful, and pretty much like everyone's dream. So people act weird around her, like flat out bonkers weird. People pass out, they drool on themselves, they try to kill other people to get to her. It's like obsessive weird. They even call her Komi the goddess. It's so interesting. I love that show. Amazing. I can't wait for the new season to come out, but I read a bunch of Komi, and I think it's also one of the reasons that helped me with my reading slump, because that reading slump was a reading dump and it was just getting worse and worse and worse. I was just going down and down and down and down the reading slump rabbit hole. Reading slumps really suck, especially when you have a YouTube channel and like it's about books and you're like, I don't want to read, but I still want to talk to you guys, but I have like nothing to say because I can only talk to you guys when I'm talking about books, because I purely talk about books on this channel. If I came up here and started talking about anything else, I'm pretty sure like you guys wouldn't watch me, so I don't know. It's just so interesting. Next, I read The Bear and the Nightingale. So it's winter. I really wanted a winter-esque feel. I got this while I was in the Keys for vacation, and I was like, even the bookstore seller was like, this is a really good book. I honestly say go into this book blind, so I'm not going to tell you what it's about, but it's pretty much I believe a retelling, has folklore. It is read like a grim child's fairy tale, and the writing is beautiful, highly atmospheric, and it is a perfect winter read, specifically if there's like snow or a snowstorm or a particularly frigid night. Lovely read. Lovely read. Vlogging the experience for y'all. I'm currently on book 2, Girl in the Tower, of this trilogy, and so far the trilogy is pretty good. I'm on book 2. I'm like only on like the 4th chapter, but I'm still enjoying it. I feel like I'm not an atmospheric reader. We all know that. I did not like Night Circus. It's super atmospheric. If you love atmosphere, Night Circus. Night Circus, Night Circus, Night Circus. It's more atmosphere than circus. But anyway, still enjoying the series so far. I'm hoping that book 1, I gave it 4 stars, is more of like a scene setting, and then book 2 and 3 kind of pops off because I need that to continue on without a reading slump. And next I read Heart of the Sun Warrior by Siren. This is the final part of the duology of Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and you guys know I gave that book 5 stars. It was an epic read. Love that book. This is the next book in the series. It really recently just came out, so I'm so happy I was able to get it. I was not able to get the special edition though because I forgot to place my order on Fairy Loot. So I have the special Fairy Loot edition, but not the special Fairy Loot edition of the second book. But regardless, it is a gorgeous book. Like, look at it. I did give this 4 stars. I read it during the reading slump, so I feel like that's a very biased review because my mind wasn't really there to read it. And honestly, I should have reread Daughter of the Moon Goddess before reading this, but I liked it. I definitely should have read Daughter of the Moon Goddess before reading this for a reread one day, but it was good. I liked it. I have no hardcore thoughts about it outside of the fact that I didn't expect anything that happened to happen. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. And the next book I read was Daughter of the Siren Queen. This is book 2 and the Daughter of the Pirate King duology. I'm not entirely sure if it's duology, but I read that. It was like a good read. Like, it was so simplistic and basic, and it's like a pirate siren mermaid type esque fairy tale book. Not even like a fairy tale book, like an adventure book. And I liked it. I give 4 stars. There's nothing like outstanding about it in thought, honestly. It was just another book on the wheel of book reading for Monique, but I don't feel like I care. If this was a series, I don't feel like I care enough to continue. And I felt the same way about Daughter of the Pirate King. Like, if I wasn't in a reading slump and it was just so casually on my Kindle, I probably would not have picked it up. By the way, I think it's probably still on Kindle Unlimited if you want it. I think it was on my Kindle Unlimited at least. So that was it for... So that's all the book I read in December. 14 books, trying to catch up to my 100 book goal. Hit it to 93. Still proud of it. I will be going through all 93 of these books eventually. I'm really happy about my December wrap-up. I chose family, memories, and rest over forcing myself to read because I was in the reading slump, even though I technically want to read. Like, in my heart of hearts, I want to read, but in my physical body, I don't want to read. If that makes any type of sense whatsoever. I'm happy this reading slump is done because your girl needs to go back to her happy place. I want to go on a magical adventure. I want to see battles and forbidden love and arranged marriages, and Chain of Thorns is coming out soon, so I'm about to lock myself away for that. Already turned off all my notifications. No one's gonna bother me that day. I have no appointments, nothing. I'm going on total gremlin mode to read those books. I'm gonna do a whole read of Chain of Thorns, Chain of Iron, and then Chain of Gold, Chain of Gold, Chain of Iron, and then Chain of Thorns. And you know what? I may just vlog it for y'all. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna vlog to you guys because I want to know what's gonna happen, and I have to do spoilers. I'm gonna be too hyped to not do spoilers, and I need people to talk to about what's gonna happen in the books. So emotionally prepare yourself for that and read the book so we can talk about it, please. Don't forget to check out my candle company. We're launching February 15th.